Okay. Next module we are going to start this. That is the system testing. One of the important factor in the software engineering study. So in this we will be going to learn the development testing, test-driven development, release testing, and user testing. These are the sub modules of the software testing method. What is system testing? So whenever that you will be going to say the testing, first it comes to the mind that the program is going to get tested. The program in the software, the programs are going to be the major factors where you will be going to test these programs. So testing is the intent to show that the program has some errors. Or defects in the execution. So if you test how you would test this particular programs, so you'll be going to give some data which is going to be present in the SRS itself. Those data are going to be given, and according to the given data, given specified data, if it gives the wrong inputs, wrong outputs, then there is a bug is there in that particular program. And you can even test anomalies which is present in the non-functional attributes also. Errors are going to be present even then there also, that you can able to test it. And you must test the presence of the errors, not the absence of the, not their absence. Okay. So it means to say that given inputs, the output is to be tested. Okay. So you should not say that abnormal input that you want to give, then automatically that it is going to say that there is a problem in the input, right? So you should test properly, and if you are able to get the bug in that, then that is a genuine testing. Then here when we say that testing, verification and validation, these are the two processes are going to be there, and according to that the program has to be get tested. What is the goal of the testing is basically? The goal of testing is the find the faults in the system in such a way that if the input is going to be correct, output is not going to not getting correctly, then that is the goal of the testing is. Okay. Then given the proper input, output should be proper. If it is improper, that is the testing goal that will be achieved. Another thing is that the behavior of the system. So if it is not going to give the proper outputs, there is a incorrect information, okay, undescribed undesirable output that will be going to get, then the goals have been met according to the tester point of view. The goals are validation testing and defect testing. In case of validation testing, you are saying that the given test cases, the output is not expected, expected output is not going to get. So that is what you wanted to say. Okay. Then another point is that developer is going to test these things in his environment. Validation tests are going to be done in his environment. Then successful test, if you say, then the operations are going to be perfect, or the intended operations are going to be met. Then if you are not able to find any errors in that, then it is a perfect testing. Defect testing is another one where the test cases are going to be designed to expose the defects. The faults are going to be found in this. The faults, either you can say faults or defects, both are one and the same in case of this testing. Okay. Then whenever that particular program is getting executed, the abnormal behavior that it is going to show, then for the specification, then that is a defect is found in that. When you say that is a successful test is, if the successful test is going to be performed, then incorrect data, when you will give incorrect output, that you should get. Okay, so then only the defect testing is performed perfectly. So sometimes what happens, even though if you are giving some incorrect data, it is getting accepted, then the fault is present in that. Okay, it is not a successful test. Some example that I will tell you in this. When you will be going to ask for the inputs, okay, you are written in the program, integer has to be asked in the input. Unexpectedly, the user is going to type a character instead of an integer value. If the system accepts that, then it is a defect. Otherwise, it is validated. Validation test it is going to be. Defects are the faults, okay, because input is asked as an input integer, but accepting data is going to be the character, then it is mismatching. So when the mismatching occurs, it is a defect. Okay, the validation has been done in this particular case. That's what it is being shown in this. Okay, input test data is there, output test results are going to be. In between that, the system is going to be present. If any errors are going to be made in the input, obviously you want to get the error output, right? So this picture demonstrates the testing concept. This is a very important role of verification and validation in the testing concept. Here the small definition is there, read it properly. Verification is, are we building the product right? Understand this word, are we building the product right? It is nothing but as per the specification whether we are doing it or not. Okay, validation says that, are we building the right product? What we changed in this is the sentence, two words has been changed, product right or right product. We are validating exactly here, that is, the software should do what the user is really requires. Okay, as it has been said in the first case, verification, in the username or input is being asked for the input, the data has been asked. Okay, so when the data has been asked for the integer value, okay, the integer value, it has been given, but for the factorial programs, some things that it is going to accept, even integer that it is going to accept, but what exactly that it is there inside, what way that it is getting calculated, that it must be checked. In case of the integer, 16-bit or 32-bit computers are going to be there, then maximum 8 as a number that it is going to take as an input. If you give 9 as an input, it is not going to accept. Here verification is as input it has been given, whatever it is there, it is being given, there is a verification. Validation is whether it is correct, that is, are we building the right product, whether it is correct, that answer has to be checked. That is the difference between verification and validation. Inspections and testing. These are the two again valid points to testing cases here. So inspections are nothing but it is a static verification. Already all the processes, like from beginning to the requirement stage to the maintenance stage, all the stages, the inspections can be done. Okay? Because it is static, it is not going to vary any time. The inspections as per the requirements, everything is going smooth or not, those things are going to be checked. And it is being tool based documentation also, you can able to do this one. But in case of testing, it is dynamic, it is going to be, and the inputs and outputs are going to get verified, and based on that the output is going to be, there is behavioral observation that it is going to be made in the software. So that is testing.